All right, guys, it is once again time to continue our Trona Coal adventure that we started yesterday. We didn't get to do a live stream today, just got some stuff going on today. This kept me kind of busy, so we'll get back at it tomorrow, which is Friday. May pick up with this, may do something else, I'm not sure, but either way, when we left off in yesterday's video, we just had a meet over here at, let's see where we at, in Hinckley, right? At Hinckley on the CSKTR. So we've got a few more to meet. We've got, yeah, we've got the pass bar to meet, and we got the North Bay to Willow Springs job to meet as well too. All right, let's go ahead and hop in the cab. Open this up. Let's see. They've got a little air under it, so we're going to draw down nice and tight. There we go. Gear it forward. Hit the headlight. Let's, yeah, we'll hang out here for a second. Let her do her thing. So usually when you come in the game, it has a little light set like that under it. Sometimes it's not like really applied. Like it may have a little bit of brake under it, but it's kind of weird. And so I like to draw them down so I don't have to worry about stuck brakes. Let's go ahead and engage auto. There we go. And we'll call him up. We'll let him know that we're here, even though he's already got us the light. We'll tone him up, and our radio is going to be 3232 on this side, so we'll do that as well. It's got us on channel 14, which is ridiculous. Channel 32, oops, 32. Oops, try it again. Channel 32. There we go. Now we're good. What's the tone? We toned them up the other way, but it actually puts us on the wrong frequency. Like, it doesn't matter in game, which I kind of wish they would fix, right? I wish the channels were like hard-coded. Like, you have to be on this channel for it to work. The whole channel thing is a little bit kind of, I don't know. In some areas, it's not like really apparent what you're supposed to be, you know, what channel you're supposed to be using, who you're calling up, that sort of thing. All right, let's go ahead and knock the handbrakes off, release the brakes. And let's hit J to get the rear end. Oh, no. Dim. So we get our marker going back there. I think it's a pretty decent grade right here, like 0.8. What is it? It doesn't say yet. It will shortly. 55-mile-an-hour train. We are loaded. 14,000 tons and change, right? 14,172. Currently 1 HPT. I think it's a little less than that, because when I built the train, it was saying like 9.9. So it's probably like 0.98 or something like that. Maybe it just rounded it up. I don't know. I don't think it's truly like 1, but it's somewhere in the vicinity, right? Had at least a person or two leave comments saying may need helpers going into Trona. I'm going to go with it the way it is and see, because this is set up pretty much exactly the way I saw on the video. Exactly the 2x1 setup, and I've even saw it on the Trona railway itself. So we'll see, like, if everything is set up the way it's supposed to be, grade-wise, it should go. Whether or not it does is left to be seen, right? Like, we'll have to see what happens, but we'll try and see. All the videos that I've seen, it's just been like 3 AC 4400s or something like that. All right, did we get our window open? Yeah, we did. Put her again here. Give her a little sand. A little bit more. Had someone else leave a comment, said that the Trona, the Lone Pine branch, was like one of their favorite routes, believe it or not. I think it's another outlier, right? Like, a lot of people don't think about that one because it isn't like busy main line running. It's probably like a California version of the Bone Valley in a way, even though the Bone Valley in Florida is way busier than the Lone Pine branch by a long shot. the Bone Valley was, at least back in the day, was super busy. So go ahead and get her up to number 8. Oh, she just kind of walked up that point 8. Oh, it's point 5. I think it was point 8 a little ways back, but either way, no problemo, right? We're rocking and rolling. All right, so next stop is going to be the pass bar is taking a hold for us too on that one. Now, he may be cleared up by the time we get around there. We are following behind the U-Burr pit. He just left out a boron. So I think it's a pretty big block here between Hinkley and Jim Gray. At least it seemed like it when we were waiting on that vehicle train the other day. It seemed like it took him a long time yesterday to get around here. It looks like that's the top of our grade, or at least is leveling out a little bit. Now we're getting into the school year stuff with my kids. Tomorrow's their last day. We going into summer mode. I'd like to keep the same stream schedule that I've been doing. Hopefully I can be a little bit more consistent with it, because I don't have like 50 bazillion different things to go to in the morning. Because it's like every time they do something for the school, it seems like for the most part it's in the morning. Here lately it's been throughout the entire day, like all kind of stuff, like something yesterday, something last week, something the week before that, is like all the time. So yeah, we're going to try to keep it Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. We'll see how it goes. We may do some more evening streams now that I don't like. Won't be quite as much of a madhouse here in the evening, you know, especially on weeknights, which it generally kind of is on school nights. You guys that have kids, you know what I'm talking about, right? Kids in school, you know, like usually like Monday through Thursday night, it's a madhouse. Like everyone's got their stuff they gotta get done for the next day. So it's hard for me to sit down and do a stream. Like I can sit down and do stuff. It's not like poor Spur can't sit down and do anything. I can, but it's like my blocks of time that I have undisturbed are very limited. Like I may sit down for 30, 45 minutes and then have to get up and go do something and then come back for 30 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that deal, right? I said, you guys that have kids, you know what I'm talking about. For those that don't, you'll find out. You'll find out. Okay, 0.5 down, so we should start taking off here in a bit. We've been doing some twisted gameplay in Roblox. I hope you guys have been enjoying it. I've had a blast in that game. I love that game. That's just like a fun little easy game that you can just jump in and do something relatively quick. Not much time investment, right? Like you just get in, do your thing, and get right back out. I tried out Helicity last night. We may do some stuff with it too. It's pretty cool. It looks really good. To me, it's not quite as well developed as Twisted, but it's actually really good. There we go. We're gaining pretty good here. If we can get her rolling, if we can get her moving good, I think we'll be okay, right? Like, there's not a lot of super long grades, I don't think, to drag us down. There's a few that'll slow us, but all right, we're good. Let's railfan this thing. We've yet to even do that. We'll railfan it. This beautiful KD unit on the head end. I absolutely love it. That thing is gorgeous, right? Just absolutely freaking gorgeous. $101 coal hoppers. Like I said, 14,000 tons. I think 5,500 feet. Give or take. Something like that. Trying to figure out what I did with my phone. My phone has disappeared. Oh, it's in my pocket. That would be a good place for it, right? Oh, she sounds so good. Need some flat spots though. That's the one thing. You know, I've listened to this forever. We've seen trains go by a ton. And while it always sounds really good, I always felt like there was something lacking and missing, right? Like there's a little something that just wasn't there. And then it dawned on me one day. I was like, flat spots. Yeah, you need flat spots. Every once in a while, you need to hear that thunk, 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 you know, that banging noise going by. Man, she's rolling pretty good. Let's double check this speed here. 40, yeah. We good, we good. Start coming out of this throttle a little bit. Sweet. There's the DPU looking mighty fine, all right? Looking good. Oh, she slowed up. I shouldn't have come out of that. All right, well, you know what? We'll go back into throttle. I don't know what we're running on either. We're running on a clear. Yeah, we'll be meeting this pass bar up here. Pass bar, and then the North Bay Willow Springs as Z9. I guess the Burr Pit's going to be well, I don't know. He may put him in the hole here at Edwards. I can't see him meeting him all the way over there at Bissell. He's going to wind up holding that dude because I think that's a pretty fast train as far as how it's set up. Let's see what his HPT is. 3. Nah, I think that's a little lacking for a Z9 actually, but either way. Pass bar is 3.5. We're a lowly 1. 3. 15.4. That thing is empty. I guess it's something happened with that train. I don't know why. He should be loaded though. No wonder he's hauling booty. He's going the right way, but he's not. He should be loaded. He shouldn't be empty. All right, we got up here another clear. It's like the pass bar is about to knock down the west end of Jim Gray. Let's do that West Coast alerter pushing, right? It's like we're just about a 40-mile-an-hour train here. Yeah, I got it clear. The intermediate, wherever this is at. 762.1. I'll see if I can scope out our next signal up there. Man, that thing looks good. That is... I want to say that's one of the best looking ones, right? I don't know. I think the Western Pacific's pretty sharp too. You know, we've debated the heritage units a lot in the live stream. Which ones are nice, which ones aren't so nice. CSX Heritage, people are very opinionated about the CSX Heritage units, like I said. I I would say I could just about pick anything apart, right? Like, opinion's highly subjective. I always say that. That's why I don't do reviews and stuff like that. You watch my gameplay and that will let you know if you want to play something or not. But the opinions on the heritage units are highly subjective, and I always said, yeah, I could pick them apart, right? I could find all kind of stuff that I don't like or I do like or whatever. But you know, honestly, on these units, this particular unit right here, just looking at it right now, I don't see a single thing about this thing that I could pick apart that I don't like. As far as the artwork of the heritage unit that they did, you know, we're talking about the real life equivalent, right? Like, we're not really nitpicking the in game. We're talking about just as a whole, the real life unit. Yeah, I can't. I have zero complaints about this. It looks amazing. It absolutely does. The red and the red, the maroon and the red, the logo. You know, they went for more of the old school KD style. If I were to say anything, I would have loved to have seen the John Deere scheme done. I don't know if it could have been as good as this though, right? Like, I don't know. This one is really good. Like, but I have no complaints about it. Like, I can't pick that apart. As far as the design of the scheme, you know. Do a Katie. A Katie would have been, you know, or not the John Deere scheme, and the Katie would have looked really nice too. I would have loved to have seen that, but otherwise, it's a good looking unit. We had the Western Pacific unit a while back on a job on the NS. Same thing, sharp as hell. I can't pick it apart. I really can't. I really can't. Pretty decent horn there. I don't know if that's correct. I said I don't get too nitpicky about horns and stuff like that. Yeah, she is going to be kind of a draggy train a little bit. Yeah, she sure is. She may not make it over Lone Pine. She should, like, based off what I've seen in videos, she should absolutely make it. I don't know at what speed or anything like that. I just know the videos that I've seen of these trains on Lone Pine. 2x1, usually some kind of AC units on it. So, we'll test it out. We'll take her as far as we can. We'll see what we can do. You know, a lot depends on the track work too. The accuracy of the track work is the grade profile close enough to real life to allow you to do the same opposite they do, because sometimes it may not be, right? Yeah, I got no clear. 765.1.
BNSF detector milepost 766.0.
Alright, pass bar is going in the hole. North Bay Willow Springs is hauling butt. He's going to meet Burr Pit at Edwards, so yeah, that worked out pretty good there. What else we got here? We got multiple trains. This guy's going down to UP. This guy is coming up the UP. Or is he coming up? No, I don't know. Maybe he is. LCTM. I have no clue who that is. I'm a little confused though, because it's like, where are they going to meet? These guys are going northbound. I can't tell which way this one's going. Is he going north or is he going south? We got multiple southbounds, but we won't be getting on the Mojave Sub past Mojave. We'll take the Lone Pine. Have to get that hand through. Another clear. Yeah, this is a long block. My assumption was correct. Man, the grade is legit though. It just keeps going. It doesn't slack up any. It just keeps going. Whoa, now it does 0. Draggy trains just make for a long day. Slow and steady wins the race. Anytime we ever got a coal train, you knew it was going to be a 12-hour day. Like, you knew you made it. Like, you didn't go dead. I don't think I went dead on a coal train any more than I did any other train. Honestly, I probably had some better trips on the coal trains as far as making it. It was just going to be a 12-hour day. I mean, like, it was going to be 12 hours. It's going to be close to going dead by the time you finally made it.
BNSF detector milepost 766.0. No defects. Repeat, no defects. Total axle 422. Train speed 31 mph. Ambient temperature 84 degrees. Out.
All right, there you go. No defects. In fact, I can only think of maybe one coal train that I ever went dead on. And that was only because we were on duty for like 4 or 5 hours before we ever even left the yard. Because they called us behind another train that was dead and we couldn't get around them. So we had to wait on that crew to be called and all that stuff. So yeah, that's like the only one I can think of off the top of my head that we actually like went dead on. I can't think of any others. Like I said, we made it pretty good. Yeah, another clear. Yeah, she's just like she's not doing much speed wise, right? Like, it's just maybe 35. I said she's a 40-mile-an-hour train. She may be a 35-mile-an-hour train. Like, you're waiting for at least one train. 1988. Yeah, we're not waiting for anyone, bro. Like, he's going to be in the clear by the time we ever get up there. Hopefully that was the distant to Jim Gray, right? Is that where we're going? Jim Gray? Yeah, Jim Gray. We're not going to get very far before we meet that North Bay Willow Springs. Hopefully we can at least get to Boron. At least Boron. If not Silt. I'd like to see Silt, but I'm thinking it's probably going to be Boron. Whereas here we go, another 0.6 up. Deserts are the trickiest, right? Like, it looks relatively flat, but man, you got some serious grades out of here. Close this door. Shift click. Left shift, left click, right? Left shift, left click to shut the door. Left click to open it. Just mouse over it. Left click, hold it. And then left shift, left click to close. Usually I get questions about that stuff from time to time. We got our events. I will call that an advanced approach. I don't know what they really call it. We go through this every time with Spur, right? I'm not a West Coast dude. I don't know the signals over there, but we'll call it an advanced approach. I think in the last video someone asked. Let me look this one up. They asked a specific question. Says, hey Spur, just out of curiosity, do you create your own trains on these sometimes? That is something I haven't fully got the hang of yet with Run8. I've done some, but not all as I'm still learning a lot on this game compared to Open Rail Train Simulator. So yes, most every train I do, like this one was created. Most every train I do is created. Every once in a while, I'll do a pre-made train. Not very often, though. I create my trains. The actual act of creating a train in this game is really simple. Just hit left control, what is it? Left control F1, right? Yeah, left control F1. Brings up your train maker upper, and then you go to your locomotives and you can scroll through and you can kind of figure out, you know, what you want to put on your power, build your train. You know, we could do some Trona locomotives on there. We could do some of those. We could do, I think the Trona Railway had some some old UP T-2, so you can throw those on there, just add, and then throw in your cars, right? Open hoppers, auto flood, CFX, just start adding them like that. Your stats will, it'll tell you your stats over here on the side, right? Your HPT for empty and your HPT for load. Now that's the thing you have to look out for, because if you're making like a manifest train, right? Some cars are going to be empty, some cars, it's not going to be either loaded or empty, right? On a manifest, you're going to have a mix of both. So usually what I do, just based on the train that I'm making, I'm going to know, like if I make a 647 on the fishtail stuff, I know it's going to be predominantly loaded. So it's going to be more towards the higher end of the HPT, right? Or the lower end, the higher end of the tonnage, lower end of HPT, let's say it that way. If I make a 684, I know it's going to be lighter, but I mean, generally you could just try to average the two together, you know, and that's just for, that's for manifest, right? Because, you know, manifest is going to be a mix of loads and empties usually. Very seldom do you ever see like an all loaded manifest or an all empty manifest, but I'm not saying they're not out there, but so yeah, and then you just place the train where you want it, right? It's super easy. Place it, save it. Usually I save them. And you're good to go. It's really, really easy. It's not very bad at all. Okay, we're still good, though. He has not lined us past Jim Gray yet. Surely he's not going to hold us here waiting on that train. He better not. We're taking, man, we're dragging like no tomorrow. So, yeah. And the really, like, the harder part of making the trains to me, and this is purely up to the user, right? Like, you can just make whatever and not sweat it. Be like, I know there's a Barstow Bakersfield train, a manifest. I'm just going to throw a bunch of cars in there and do whatever loads and empties, and that's going to be my train, and not sweat it. Generally, what I do is I'll look for videos on YouTube. I want to make a Barstow to Bakersfield manifest. I'll search that symbol on YouTube and watch a video and kind of get an idea of what the train is made up of. It may be just a typical run-of-the-mill slot freight and have a little bit of everything in it. You might see a manifest. It might be kind of auto rack heavy, or you may see some manifests that have zero auto racks in it, like a 640. I'll go back to a 647 on the Fitz. Never had auto racks in it when I ran it. That was not an auto rack train. 684 did. Usually it had pretty sizable cut of empty auto racks in it. So either way, it's like some of the NS trains too. On the AGS we've looked at, some of those trains are real chemical and tank car heavy and plastic pellet heavy, because they're coming out of like New Orleans and the chemical coast, right? So they have a lot of that stuff. So either way, you look at these videos on YouTube, if you want to be accurate about it, you don't have to be, but if you want to be accurate about it, watch a video on YouTube and it'll give you an idea. You know, you could be as simple as like, hey, this train has a lot of tank cars in it and plastic pellet hoppers. Or I have done this before where I've jotted down notes and said what every single car was in the train. So it had tank car, box, tank car, pellet hopper, you know, that sort of thing, and got it like that accurate within the confines of the game that I could do. You know, you can get them pretty accurate. They won't be exact, but you can get them pretty close. You can usually substitute things and get it pretty close. So, yeah, that's how I make my trains. Like I said, usually I'll watch a video. Very, very seldom will I ever just go in and just like randomly create a train and just do it off my head, you know. All right, we are. I'm just gonna put him in the hole at Boron. Okay. Well, seeing the way it goes, that's fine. I was hoping we'd make it to Silt, but you know what? It's going to time out. Like, he's probably going to be in the hole at Boron before we even get around there. Man, it is busy, right? Look at all these trains. Like, this is like almost in meltdown mode. Let's go to Shift F2. Left Shift F2. Oh, yeah, no wonder. No wonder. Let's do it every minimum 20 minutes, maximum 45. No, we'll say 50. There we go. That's the problem, man. This thing is spawning trains like it's spawning them like crazy. We may, once we get on Lone Pine, it's not gonna matter. There ain't nothing out there for us to meet, but man, that's a lot, right? Holy crap, that's a lot. That is a lot. Once we get to the Lone Pine, is not going to be anything to us, but... Oh, we got DPU no com. Please don't start that. There we go. Sweet! Pass bar. In the hole. If we can get up there sometime today. Now she's dragging along at 20. Someone else said Trona is my favorite route so far. I have only played the SoCal routes for now. This is 1.0 HPT. Might not be enough for Lone Pine, as first half of the route is downhill, then the rest of the way is uphill to Searles. Searles also on a grade like Mojave. Trona only runs SD40, SD40 T-2 XUP units, so you might have to split your train and run 2 by 50 and 1 by 50. Yeah. We'll figure it out. This is love the content. Cheers. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Like I said, going off the videos that I've seen, all the trains I've seen is 2x1 AC units. We'll see how that plays out. It, you know, as long as we can make it about 10 mile an hour, we'll be all right. 10, 11, 12. I'd like 12. I'd like it to be a minimum of 12, but we'll see. I have done slower than that. That's the great thing about the AC units. You don't have to worry about short time ratings. They just go and go and go. I think I read somewhere when they were developing the AC units, they took like one of the prototypes and put it against something immovable, right? Something that they couldn't move, and then put it in number 8 throttle and like let it sit for hours. You know, and it didn't damage it, so it's a plus side of the AC stuff. Surely that's like the top of the grade up here, right? It looks like it. I'm ready to roll. A fast-moving coal train is fun. Like a 50-mile-an-hour coal train, if you can do 50, you know, 50, 55, it's a lot of fun. She'll work you, right? Right now, she's not working us. Right now, we just did babysit mode. We just got to babysit this thing down the railroad. Babysit mode isn't necessarily fun. Yeah, I was looking at any other comments. Someone else said might need to pick up some helpers in Mojave. Yeah, we're going to go with it. If it don't work, then maybe we'll double it or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Technically, it should make it. It absolutely it should make it up there. We may need like a 3-day pass to get up there to it, but we'll get there eventually. So what they do is they take the coal train up to Searles Yard. There's a yard. I don't know if it's halfway on the Lone Pine. I don't exactly know what the halfway point is, but it's on the Lone Pine. We'll call it halfway. It's probably not. But they'll take it up there to that little yard. They'll go through a tunnel. They'll pop out in the yard, and they'll leave the coal train there. And they cut the power off. I don't know. I thought I knew at one time what they did with the power. I don't know if they leave it there or if they bring it back. But they cut the coal train. They cut it off the coal train, right? And then Trona comes out there from the plant with their power, and then they take the coal train with their engines. So it doesn't necessarily run through with the UP power, as far as I know. My question is, do they leave it? Do they leave the power sitting out there while they're waiting? I have to research that. Have to dig into the depths of the interwebs and we can figure that out probably. All right, there's a pass bar, looking very nice. Sitting there cooling his heels. Man, he just barely fit, right? Jeez, oh Pete, he's long. 79, yeah, 79.47. So almost 8,000 feet. It's 82.90, so we got about 300 feet left. I don't even know if he had that. Honestly, it don't look like it, right? There we go. 0.6 down. This little sag here, though. It looks like we come right back up. Got a lot of tank cars on the bottom. I wonder what the tonnage is on this thing. That's a lot of tank cars. Let's see. Empty. Okay. Let's go to Bakersfield. I don't know why they would just set them out up there, right? Like when they pass through there. I mean, they're going through. Right? I've seen that happen before in real life, but I guess they could put them on the bar back. Alright, I gotta clear about West Jim Gray. Let's see, where's North Bay Willow Springs? Yeah, he's coming on out. We're going to be hanging out at Boron for a little bit, it looks like. Now we're moving. 40 mile an hour, nice. This isn't one of my trains. This is like an AI spawn train. Alright, pass bar looks good. Marker's working. Alright, well, next stop, Boron. I don't think this block is quite as long as the Jim Gray to Hinckley block. I think that one was kind of extreme. There may be one other block that's kind of long like that, but I think they're all pretty reasonable for the most part. Maybe even, I think there's maybe even one short. It doesn't have the milepost on here. I wish it did. Man, yeah, okay, so all these guys are going north, and he's going north. Interesting, we got a race. Going up to Cameron. This dude's going to beat him by far. He's got a 15 HPT. We should have loaded that thing. I didn't realize he was empty. We got so... There's so many trains. Oh my god, it's so bad. We got a whole, like a fleet of southbounds and a fleet of northbounds. They haven't started commingling yet. When they get up here, when they all start meeting up here is when it's going to turn into a hot mess. May have to delete some of them. It went a little buck wild with those things. I wonder if this is our distant. Looks like they'll pull the map up. Make it a little easier for ourselves. We won't be second guessing so much. Boron's a 783.1. We have mileposts on? Yeah, we do. Thinking about this OG route, they just didn't label much stuff. That just came, and it really is like the high rail stuff is labeled more than a lot of the West Coast stuff. I think same for the AGS, right? It's labeled a lot more than the West Coast. All right, that's going to be Highway 395. So that's milepost 777.6 up here. What does it say? 776? Yeah, okay. 777.6. 776.1. Oh yeah, we got it. This is a this is kind of a decent block, honestly. I was wrong on that. So, Hinkley to Jim Gray, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 intermediates. Jim Gray to Boron, there's 3 intermediates, so not quite as bad. And then Boron to Silt is 1 intermediate. Silt to Edwards is 2 intermediates. Silt Edwards to Bissell is 2 intermediates. Bissell to Sanborn is 1 intermediate. So yeah, we started getting into the shorter ones after this. Yeah, the shorter intermediate signals coming up, the shorter blocks. This is one of those number 8 trains. Let's put her in number 8 and let her go. Let's go up here, we'll watch her by. We're going to be waiting for a minute. Alright, yeah, we'll just hang out right here. Let's go on the other side here. What's the best side? It looks like the shadow side right there, so we need to go on this side. Maybe right here. Alright, here we go. She's making her way up here. Nice. Man, you got that tower right there in the way. Good looking train though, look at that. That's really cool. I don't know why. I always like shots of freight trains going away from you for some reason. All right, let's jump back in. I guess this is going to be the 778.1. We got this one, and then we got the intermediate, and then it'll be boron. Yeah, 778.1. Surely in real life these signals have names. I can't see railroaders have a signal system that doesn't have some kind of nicknames for them. I don't know. Maybe they called them by milepost. We had a mix of both. We had some that were mileposts, and a large majority of them were nicknames. Yeah, we had way more that had names to them than we did just flat out call them by the mileposts. I don't know why some of them never did have a name. But I know some of the nicknames went way back. Nicknames for all kind of reasons, you know. Usually the distant signals, we call them as the distant to Wadley, distant to Roanoke, distant to Standing Rock, approach to Standing Rock. I heard some people back in the day, some of the videos that got caught, like, got a clear on the approach to Roanoke, which is kind of like it's kind of a confusing thing to say or hear, right? Because you got a clear on the approach. Like, an approach is a signal aspect. I think later on they started saying distant, but like a clear or an approach on the approach to Roanoke, that was like really common. Like, I've got several videos where they called it like that back in the day. Intermediates were the ones that had a lot of nicknames. I can think of one we had called Beaver Pond, or Beaver Pond, yeah. Because there's a beaver pond there. It's kind of in a big dip, kind of a wooded, swampy area, and there's a beaver pond there. Let's see, what else? Another one we had, High Pine. Had the intermediate at High Pine, so you say clear by High Pine. That was a creek. It was named after a creek there. What else? What else do we have? I'm trying to think just off the top of my head. We had one called Slow Bridge, or I called it Slow Bridge. I don't think everyone called it that. Some people called it that. Some people called it by, I think, maybe a milepost. There used to be a slow bridge there. There used to be a big wooden bridge there, and it was slow. Like, it had a speed restriction over it, so. I had another one called Malone. Malone was just a wide spot in the track. There's a little community there, kind of not abandoned community, but there's only a couple of people that lived there by that time. I'm trying to think. There was another one. There was another one we had closer to Birmingham that, oh, what was that signal called? I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it was actually named after, like, literally there was nothing there. It was just in the woods, but way back in the day, it was actually a siding and a station there. a passenger stop. You would have never known it. In a million years, you would have never known that there was anything there, but that's what we had a name for it. I can't remember what the name was. All right, he's still cleared up. My call advanced approach. I think it's like a what? We'll see what it says. Actually, you know what? Since we got this pulled up, we'll look that up too. Game says an approach medium. Yeah, approach medium. Okay. Their medium is 40. So proceed, prepare to pass next signal not exceeding 40 miles per hour. And be prepared to enter diverging route at prescribed speed. But we will not be entering. So it looks like it can either be just like a flat out an approach medium as an advanced warning to an approach, which is going to be the next signal we have is approach up here, or this approach medium, we're taking a siding, we're going through a switch or something like that. The other one is the advanced approach. Okay, the yellow over green is the actual advanced approach. Proceed prepared pass next signal not exceeding 50 mile an hour and be prepared to enter diverging route at prescribed speed. So you could take a turnout on an advanced approach too. See, that's way different for us. We didn't, our advanced approach were purely a advanced warning to an approach, right? Our advanced approach was something to the effects of be prepared to stop at the second signal. It had no turnouts associated with it whatsoever. Yeah, it was way different than our East Coast stuff. All right, so advanced approach, yellow over green. That's crazy. And both of them, advanced approach and approach medium, both of them could be associated with a turnout. I don't know. I like speed signals. I don't have a problem with them, but I was used to them. Okay, then you got your diverging clear, diverging approach medium, proceed on diverging route not exceeding prescribed speed through turnout prepared to pass next signal not exceeding 35. Speed is 40 mile an hour for trains in PTC full enforcement mode. That's something new that's been added to that. I know that. I don't know when it was added, but I don't remember seeing that before. You got diverging approach diverging. I guess that'd be kind of like our medium approach medium. We still got an approach. We're sitting here running his mouth, not paying attention. We only got 8,000 feet on this. I thought he would have been... on up here. Let's get that down so we can see a little better here. Let's do, let's count it up. What was our siding length here? 8454, so we'll say 8400. Go ahead and draw down a little bit more so I don't have to worry about anything sticking back there. Should be as much of a problem with the DPU on the bottom. It seems like in game, when you have a DPU, it's not nearly as prevalent. There she is. Nice. Let's let go of that and go in dynamics. I think she's pretty good length too, right? 7205, yeah, she's decent train. We got the shoving platform there. Oh, it's 0.55 down. I didn't realize that, guys. Yeah, I didn't realize it's downhill here. Oops. Yeah, we might should have paid a little more attention to that. We're going to stop her up here anyway. This is going to be a good stopping point. All right, North Bay, Willow Springs. I did make this train. I do know that. I put the UPS on the head in. She gonna be hot. Man, that's actually, I may not have made this. It's got a lot of UPS. Yeah, I don't think I did actually. Never mind, scratch that. All right, this probably do right here. She's not wanting to do a whole heck of a lot with like 12 pounds under her, right? Like almost 13 pounds. Man, is she going to stop? Like, seriously. Come on. Stop. That's the thing. Trains going this speed is what'll get you, right? It's not going fast. That signal seems a little close up too on that. I'll be honest, that seems a little bit close. There we go. Now we're good. Sweet. Wait on this guy to clear it up, and then we'll end it. Yeah, it's what'll get you. I've had way more close calls like just like that, right? Like just kind of cruising along, nice easy speed, 15, 20 mile an hour, and you put some air under it. It's like it just doesn't want to do anything, right? Like it's weird. You have some trains that are like real squatty. It's like you just look at the air and they start slowing down. And then you have other trains, it's like you keep drawing air, you keep drawing, it's like this thing ain't doing nothing, right? Like she just doesn't want to. I mean, granted, she's 14,000 tons, so it's a lot different at that speed. All right, Z-Train looks good, marker's hanging. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed, be sure to hit that like and subscribe down below once again. Love all of you. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think, and we'll catch you next time. Peace. No, big cat, no. Stop. Oh, no. No, kitty. Oh, that's a MIG. That's a MIG over his... Okay. It's the weirdest day ever.